Again, an evening of action awaits us. We've already seen Peter Hickman claim Isle of Man TT fueled by Monster Energy win number 3 in a tragically shortened RST Superbike race. And another sidecar super show in the Locate.im Race 1 by Ben and Tom Birchall, their 6th straight victory and 9th in all. Well, now we have the Monster Energy Supersport TT Race 1. We're done with the 2 scheduled Saturday races on this Monday. This is the first of the Monday scheduled races, the Supersport affair. Let's look at the start list. And this is changes to the programme, or race guide, the small booklet, pages 31 through to 33. Now, the first 20 will go off as per the programme, apart from the following changes in that number 9, David Johnson, is on a Honda. And there is a gap at 16 and a gap at 19. Another change is 58. That's Paul Williams. He is on a Yamaha. And an additional entry, number 75, Jonathan Perry, is on a Honda. He, of course, has replaced Michael Evans, hence the gap at 16. Non-starters then, 16, 19, 21, 40, 42, 49, 52, 60, 65, 66, 73, and 74. Quickly through those again. 16, 19, 21, 40, 42, 49, 52, 60, 65, 66, 73, and 74. So the top 20, as per those, with those changes, they go off in the order they are listed. And then start position 21 will be bike number 28. That is Derek Shields. 22nd away will be bike number 22. That is Horst Seiger. Bike number 23, Philip Crow, is number 23. Bike number 41, Mike Brown, is start position 24. Number 51, Charles Reese Hardesty, is start position 25. Bike number 25, Barry Lee Evans, is start position 26. Number 64, Forrest Dunn, is start position 27. Bike number 43, James Chalk, is start position 28. 29 is as listed, start position 29 for bike number 29, Matt Stevenson. Bike number 44, Xavier Denis, is start position 30. Bike number 27, Darren Cooper, is start position 31. Bike number 39, Rob Hodson, is start position 32. Number 24, Tom Whedon, is start position 33. Bike number 31, Michael de Koopel, is start position 34. Bike number 26, Julian Trummer, is start position 35. Bike number 50, Richard Charlton, is start position 36. Bike number 33, Davey Morgan, is start position 37. There'll be a gap at start position 38. Bike number 36, Mike Booth, is start position 39. Bike number 45, Jim Hodson, is start position 40. Bike number 48, Frank Gallagher, is start position 41. Bike number 34, Adrian Harrison, is start position 42. There There will be a gap at start position 43. Number 37, Morgan Gauvignon, is start position 44. Number 61, David Jackson, is start position 45. Number 69, Matsuyuki Yamanaka, is start position 46. Number 56, Rob Whittle, is start position 47. Bike number 46, Mike Norbury, is start position 48. Bike number 35, Raul Torres Martinez, is start position 49. Number 55, David Hewson, is start position 50. Number 32, Timothy Monod, is start position 51. Bike number 59, Josh Daly, is start position 52. The additional entry, number 75, Jonathan Perry, is start position 53. Number 30, Mark Parrott, is start position 54. Number 47, Dave Moffat, is start position 55. Bike number 53, Richard Wilson, is start position 56. Bike number 71, newcomer Raymond Casey, is start position 57. Number 62, Matt Milcreast, is start position 58. Number 68, Justin Collins, is start position 59. Number 63, Sam Johnson, is start position 60. Number 57, Miroslav Sloboda, is start position 61. Number 38, Matthew Rees, is start position 62. Number 67, Nicolas Aporte, is start position 63. Number 58, Paul Potchy-Williams, is start position 64. Number 54, Barry Ferber, is start position 65. Number 72, Jonathan Gochi, is start position 66. And another newcomer follows him as well. Number 70 at the back, David Datzer, is start position 67. So those are the entries in the Monster Energy Supersport TT Race 1. And let's head out very quickly because we want to get down with Chris Kinley and the riders. Let's head out to Glen Helen and get some thoughts from Dave Christian.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Everybody's changed around position here. We've had a good outflux, but an influx as well. Some new spectators arrived, so everybody very welcome here. The sky's just gone a little bit dark, and we lost some sunlight there for a little bit, so not quite sure what's happening with the weather. We'll keep an eye on that for you, though. Looking at those qualifying times, Dean Harrison is obviously the man, nearly 20 seconds quicker than anybody else in qualifying, but you do also have to remember that the qualifying sessions for this race have been curtailed a little bit by the weather last week, and not everyone perhaps getting the number of laps they'd like. Outside of Dean Harrison, Peter Hickman, Michael Dunlop and Connor Cummins, all lapping within about a second or so of each other. So that means if Dean Harrison does start to run away with the race, the scrap for the second and third places is going to be very interesting between Hickman, Dunlop and Cummins. Although, to be fair, the lap times in qualifying for Jamie Coward and Lee Johnston aren't that bad either, and in fact James Hillier and Gary Johnson. So those guys all potentially in with a shout in this race. It's going to be very, very tight up front. But like I said, Dean Harrison with that lap last Sunday of 126 miles an hour, 17 minutes 57 seconds. Dean Harrison looks to have put down a bit of a marker for everybody else there, and he'll definitely be the man to watch this afternoon. And with that, I think we can go to Ramsey Hairpin and Roy Moore.
Yeah, a bit of noise going through there at Glen Helen. We've had the inspection car round. We were a little bit concerned about the weather looking out to the west, but I think Just the 4 laps tonight, it's going to hold off. So no problems at Ramsey Hairpin. Absolutely bone-dry roads. Marshall's ready. We're ready. 1989, I think the first of these Supersports introduced. And Steve Hislop, the first winner all those years back. But many, many winners. And certainly there'll be another one added to that list today. Certainly two Supersport races introduced into the programme. And who'll forget Bruce Anstey's triumph in 2003 on the V&M Triumph. Unfortunately, Steve Miller left us, with Jack Valentine still about. So everything okay at Ramsey Hairpin, but all the action is back with Tim Glover at the grandstand.
Yes, and we're starting to get people coming up onto Glen Crutchie Road ahead of the start of this Monster Energy Supersport TT Race 1. I think we can safely say, as we know he was air-medic to hospital, to be an additional non-starter to the ones we've given at position 12, Derek McGee. But so we should have in the top 20 gaps at 12, 16 and 19 left. But without further ado, as I see the first bits of bike equipment being wheeled up there onto Glen Crutchie Road, let's go down to Chris Kinley. Good evening, sir.
In the evening sunshine with a little bit of cloud coming in from the left-hand side from the south of the island. Hopefully that's going to be high enough not to cause a problem here for this evening's race. It is the Monster Energy Supersport race, and I'm going to have a little chat before we head up on the road. I know Chris Palmer is down with us still. I'm going to speak to... Oh, see, I've moved all the paper around now. You see, these things happen when I just get things in my position where I want it all, and then it gets all moved around. Never mind. 25th position for number 25, Barry Lee Evans. Let's have a word with Barry Lee if we can. Now, young man, 25th quickest in practice. How's it been, Barry Lee Evans?
It's been good. We've only managed 2 laps on this thing, so yeah, we haven't really had a flyer on it. We've been putting more time into the big bike, so no, fingers crossed. Get my head down and go for it.
Gearing, because that wind's dropped a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I noticed that on the twin when we had the lap earlier, and it just wasn't revving out with that much headwind. It was just it wasn't pulling at all, so it felt flat compared to the superbike. So I mean, fingers crossed with this. It'll be a tooth or two on the back, but that should be all right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barry Lee Evans. Cheers. Thank you very much for that, sir. We're making our way up to the road. And this Dom Herbertson, got a chat with Dom Herbertson if we can. It's Sam West, let's have a chat with him. Sam qualifying pretty good, 12th position, 121.035. Sam, considering you only sat on this last week, 121 and a bit, it's not too shabby, is it?
Well, that's sort of where we started on the ZX6 last year, Chris, so we're ballpark. To be honest, we've made quite a few alterations since then, so steady away in the first lap, take it easy. Hopefully by the 4th lap I'll know where I stand with the bike and we'll be ready for race 2.
ZX6, completely different animal to this. Tell us the differentials between the two, because have you had to change it? Is it different power delivery? How's it work?
Oh yeah, the power delivery is very different. I'm not used to them revving so hard. The handling's different. Really pleased with this DTR R6, and I've never ridden the R6 before. I'm really pleased. I do think it's a step forward. It's a way to go for me.
All right, good luck, Sam West.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. Chris Palmer is with us. Chris, are you there, buddy?
I am,
right?
buddy, right behind you.
Looking forward to this?
Yeah, I am, mate. I am. I think this will be a proper ding-dong, this.
Dean Harrison, quickest in practice, 126.094. That's a time of 17 minutes, 57.196 seconds. Quickest in practice. Number 10, that's Peter Hickman, win the Triumph, 123.917. That is 16, that's 19 seconds that Dean Harrison was quicker than Peter Hickman. And Michael Dunlop, third quickest on the Honda, 123.099. Only 150th of a second separates Peter Hickman and Michael Dunlop. Then we got Connor Cummins, 123.714. And Jamie Coward, 5th place on the Press Racing. That's my outside bet for a podium, that, you know, Jamie Coward, riding well and fit as a butcher's dog, as we say.
Yeah, he is. He's in a good place, and he's happy and he's relaxed, and you know, we've seen him going well on all the bikes, but yeah, he's got the potential, hasn't he?
Temperature's cooled off a bit. Will these affect these little 600s?
You know what, he shouldn't do. They're on treaded tyres anyway. Obviously everyone's got tyre warmers on and they'll be ready to go up to temperature when they go down Bray Hill, but it all depends who pulls the pin on the first lap for me on this one. You know, they're all pretty evenly matched. Yeah, I don't know how to call it really. I'd like to think clever money would be on Dean Harrison. I would think Michael Dunlop, if he goes down rail and he's in the right mood, he could be. I mean, we saw how fast he went last year, 129s, you know.
Yeah. That's incredible speed on little one of these, isn't it?
That is not just incredible, it's unbelievable. I wouldn't want to be on the back of it, that's for sure.
You certainly wouldn't. Let's go and maybe have a quick word to Raymond Casey, one of our newcomers. And Raymond, sorry, just to butt into you there, I haven't got a chance to speak to you yet. Nobody's been out here this week. Just turn this way a little bit. What about this place? What do you think of it, Raymond Casey, a newcomer?
It's amazing. It's like, even though it's probably the worst every year to come as a newcomer, the place, there's just got this aura about it, and I'll definitely be back, even though it's been a terrible week.
Favourite part of the course so far?
At the moment, it's Greeba. That section down into Greeba there, Glen Helen seems to be my first sector seems to be my best. Struggling a little bit with the mountain, but the conditions haven't helped. Every time I went out, it's either been windy or sunny or even windier again. So I think tonight will probably be the best night out there so far, you know.
Good luck.
Cheers, thanks, Chris.
That's Raymond Casey. Yeah, good man. Good to see a newcomer there. And interesting that it's weird because some of the newcomers say, especially when they come from the short circuit, say they like the mountain section, but he likes it down into Greeba, through Greeba Castle. And our best wishes to Derek McGee, by the way. Yeah, so interesting that he said that he likes that bit, isn't it? What do you think of that?
Yeah. You know what? I used to like Glen Helen myself, and then the faster I went, the more I disliked it, to be honest.
Why?
I don't know. It just became. You just get to a point where you get to a speed where you think, oh, hang on a minute, this is just a bit iffy. But down through the 13th was probably my favourite in the end.
Well, Jamie, that was your favourite. The 13th.
I actually like going down through the 13th, and I like the run down to it, top and bottom of Begarrow and down through the 13th. Yeah, it was really nice.
What was it like on a 125 through there, Chris?
Oh man, so fast. You've no idea.
Flat out through the conquer body?
Yeah, flat out at the end, absolutely. And the next one, down through sort of back one gear for the 11th and stuff. But yeah, 125s were absolutely screaming flat out like.
Jamie Coward sat over there. Do you want to go and grab a quick word with him? He is 5th quickest in practice, 123, 188, Chris.
Yeah, I've got Jamie Coward here, 5th quickest in practice. Going in practice as well, a good run. How are you feeling about this 600 race?
Yeah, it's just steady away really, and just get 4 laps from my belt, just a bit more practice on the things. We've not really done much time on it, so yeah, just head down but just get going.
Yeah, good man. Thanks Jamie. Jamie Coward there.
Yeah, it's going to speak to Lee Johnson if we can. And Lee, disappointment in the Superbike race. What about the R6? New bike for you this year?
She looks beautiful even looking.
It does, doesn't it? It's a lovely colour scheme. I like it. They've worked hard on that.
Yeah, big involvement obviously from Ashcourt Racing and Phil Reid and everyone that's put the whole team together. So yeah, had a good start to the year, a couple of good results. The British Championship, won the Northwest, so we're looking to get stuck in here really.
What happened in the Superbike race?
Just struggling with setup, to be honest, with the wind and the bike not handling well. I had a couple of big moments and I just thought it's better off parking it than riding around and scaring the life out of myself. So that was the decision we come to.
And how about this one then? What are you thinking on it?
Yeah, obviously it's all going to be all the same, me and guys. You've got Pete, Dean, Hickman and Hillier, and do you know what I mean? Them's the boys we need to beat. And Michael obviously has had the lap record for long enough, so yeah, if we could get on the podium, that would be a good day for me.
Good luck, Lee.
Cheers, mate.
There's Lee Johnson. Nice to have a little chat with him. Peter Hickman's with Chris Palmer.
Peter, can I have a quick word? Yeah, I've got Peter Hickman, 675 Triumph. Going well in practice. Great result this morning. How are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, happy. Obviously, I missed the first Sunday that everyone did. I was at Donington, so we only did 2 laps on it on the Tuesday, but I was fast straight away pretty much. I did 124 mile an hour nigh on the second lap, so happy enough with that. We'll have to wait and see what the boys are going to do this time.
All right, all the best, mate. Thank you.
David Johnson, Honda Racing. David, 600. Love the little 600. Don't you just sing it?
The little mini bike. I'm a big bike guy, but I'll just have a go on this. A few more laps, so we had to modify the seat. You like that, don't you?
Yeah.
So I can sit on it because I can actually fit on it.
I couldn't reach the bars if I sat on the back.
Yeah, you wouldn't, you little midget.
What about this? You are a big bike rider. We do know this as well, but these things, it's just everything. Chris Palmer was just saying about the amount of corners on these things you take flat. It's bonkers.
Yeah, it's you just got to keep the revs up and keep flowing. So hopefully, if I get in a slipstream with someone, we've got a pretty good guy coming up behind me. He's got a quick bike. Hickey, if I can just get in his slipstream and he can carry me through. But we'll see. I'll just go out and enjoy it. I like riding a little bike, so just don't go that fast with me on them.
Well, yeah, because you are a big... I mean, you're probably about 6 foot, are you?
I'm just over 6 foot, yeah. So, but I mean, Connor goes well on him. So he tucks in real well. That's why we had to modify the seat, so I tuck in. It's all about just aerodynamics. As soon as you can get your elbows tucked in, you can actually see the revs go up more, even in top gear. So you just got to really stay out the wind.
this wind has dropped a bit from what we had this morning with the Superbike race. So obviously, could it affect your gearing? Have you changed any gearing or happy with what you got?
We've left the gearing how it was because it was really windy the other day, and I could barely even pull top gear. So I'll know if the wind goes away, we'll probably rev out in top gear. So it was already revving down Solby, so it's just a matter of keeping it flowing, like I say.
Good luck, Davy Johnson.
Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, good luck, mate. Midget. What's he like? That's a bit harsh. Speaking of which, Chris Palmer, you with Davy Todd?
Yeah. I just, Davy, you got a second for us? Davy Todd here. How are you feeling about the start of this one, mate?
Yeah, looking forward to it. To be honest, I've only done my first 4 laps. I did in practice week on the 600, but I know it's a great bike, so I'm just really excited to ride it. To be honest.
And coming off the back of a Northwest 200 win as well, it's put you in good stead.
Yeah, tons of confidence on the bike and. Starting to get there with the big bikes and stuff like that, and also with a Nort and with a little bike, so it'd be good to set myself in the middle and should feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah, good luck, matey. Thank you.
Davy Todd.
There, yeah.
Yeah, Davy Todd and his Gary Johnson in deep conversation with Michael Rutter. Maybe see if we can just get into this conversation if possible. Gary, just a quick word. I want to talk about the Super Twin. How was that? I didn't manage to get a chance. You were deep in conversation with Ryan Farquhar.
Yeah, Super Twin's really good. You know, Ryan knows what he's doing with them bikes. Got a run round with Derek McGee, caught 10 seconds on him to Ramsey. He was fast over the mountain, you know, he held us in a few places, so a little bit more time there with what we've got. A little bit under geared, so we're on the rev limit, so hopefully a little bit more there. We're not going to be too far away, I don't reckon, but you know, you've got to make them things last for 4 laps, so fingers crossed Ryan's got all the things ready, and we're going to have a good race there.
You know what it takes to win a Supersport TT? Can you do it again?
I'd like to think so. I'm not entering these races to take part. I'm here to win, but a lot of strong lads out there. Bike's good though, so we've got another strong engine as well if we want to try it. But this is what we've got at the minute, and we'll see how we get on in this first race.
Good luck, Gary Johnson.
Cheers, yeah.
Cheers. There's Gary Johnson. Chris Palmer.
Yeah, I was going to get James Hillier there, but he's just put his helmet on and he's sort of getting in the zone a little bit. It's getting close now, isn't it? So
it certainly is getting close to right by Michael Dunlop's machine. The boys are here. He isn't here yet, though. There's James Hillier. That's 3 minutes to the start line. To the front we go now. Just this chap just taking a photograph, and I'll walk around him. Thank you very much, sir. Cheers very much for that. And John McGuinness, all right, Sunshine?
Yeah, good. Yeah. Sort of... got the nerves off your back of it. That first Superbike race didn't really work out, but we've got a couple of cheeky ones on the electric bike and 650. So yeah, looking forward to this one. I just need a settler race really, and just if they come past me, just try and get dragged along with them and find the groove that I'm not really in at the minute, if that makes sense.
It does. You got a lap on the Superlight, which is good. I know you want to get that in, and the lap on the electric. But this thing, I mean, Clive again has put a cracking bike under you. You know you can run the pace, can't you?
Yeah, that's it. I know this bike inside out. It's like when I climb on Bobby Misses, I know what she's going to do.
Whoa, apologies here on Alaman TT Radio.
I know what she's going to do underneath me, so I know what this is going to do, yeah. So it's, good bike, good package, and I've ridden it before, and, Clive gives me all the confidence in the world, so just got to get on with the job.
Good luck, John.
Cheers, thanks.
Thanks very much, John McGuinness there. Yeah, cheers. He knows how to get me in it. Thing is, you're going to have to tell her now what you've just said. So there's John getting me into bother. Thanks very much for that. Dean Harrison here, then Connor Cummins is here too. The atmosphere down here is building. We know that Dean Harrison can win this race. We know Gary Johnson could be an outside bet for this race. And what about John McGuinness for his confidence there? Just to get out of that massive disappointment with the Norton, with the oil pressure sensor going. Yep. And then he got a lap on the Mugen, and he's got a lap on the Norton, the Superlight. That must be great for his confidence, because his confidence must be quite low, like a lot of guys, so not for not riding.
I think he's just a little bit rusty, isn't he? And the other guys have been doing a lot of riding, but this bike will be just like pulling a pair of slippers on, won't it? He's used to this bike.
Let's read the board for you then. Not much to tell you about really on there. Good conditions all around the course. No wind warnings on there now, and it will be a 4-lap race. Dean Harrison goes into no man's land, into the middle, gives us a little knowing look and a little wink. The Silicon Engineering bike into position behind Connor Cummins on the Mill & Co. Padgett's Honda. Tim Glover for the start of this.
Thank you very much. Great work from the guys down there on Glencrutchery Road. I can tell you that the Birchall brothers, they're not out celebrating, they're working. They're going to be doing the pit stop for John McGuinness during this Monster Energy Supersport TT Race 1, as we are approaching 35 seconds away. And under the Monster Energy starting arch is Connor Cummins on the Milenko by Padgett's Racing Honda. Dean Harrison, as we heard behind, just coming and paddling forward now is the second Milenko Padgett's bike of John McGuinness. The Honda Racing bike of Ian Hutchinson is there as well. And the Quattro Plant Wicked Coatings Kawasaki of James Hillier. And next through into the no man's land with 5 seconds to go is Michael Dunlop on his own MD Racing Honda, but we're set to go. The tap on the shoulder for Connor Cummins, the drop of the flag from Hayden Rawson, the Vice President of Monster Energy. And Connor Cummins is safely away. Dean Harrison is next. Tucks in. Here's the 23-time TT winner, John McGuinness. Back with Padgett's Ian Hutchinson, Honda Racing's first bike out. Ian Hutchinson really loves the Supersport class with 8 wins. James Hillier's next away. Now Michael Dunlop on the Honda. Quickest away so far was James Hillier, but it's Gary Johnson now. And next will be the third of the Milenko by Padgett's Motorcycles entries. Davey Todd away. Second of the Honda Racing entries is David Johnson at number 9. And now Peter Hickman on the big Triumph. Hickman quickest away. Number 11 next is the Ashcourt Racing Yamaha of Lee Johnston. Just lovely hearing that go under the Monster Energy Bridge down to the St Ninians Crossroads. And there will be a gap at 12, so the next away will be 13. And this is Sam West on the Yamaha. I think the next bike there is 15, Jamie Coward. So an additional non-starter there is number 14, Daniel Cooper. So this is the Prez Racing Yamaha that's released now. Jamie Coward. Just listen to that disappearing into the distance, and no number 16. So the next one away will be number 17. Under the arch, Paul Jordan on the RC Express Daffabet Devitt Racing Kawasaki. 18 on the Yamaha. Next is Michael Sweeney. A gap at 19. So next away will be start position, the last of the seeded entries, number 20 on the Davies Motorsport Kawasaki, Dominic Herbertson. The flag drops. So the 21st away will be number 28, Derek Shields on the Yamaha. '22 is Horst Seiger. Next away. Right down the middle of the track there. 23 is Philip Crow. Tap on the shoulder. 41 away safely now, that's Mike Brown. 25th away in the timing intervals to be number 51, Charles Rees Hardesty. He's on the Yamaha. Barry Lee Evans, number 25, next to start on the very bright yellow machine there, the PRF Racing Suzuki. Time for no more here. Let's go to Glen Helen. Dave Christian.
Yes, thanks, Tim. It's a little bit gloomy down here, but it's just about to be lit up very shortly. In the next 10 seconds or so, the first man on the road will be streaking his way through here. And the first man out of Glen Helen won now. A little flick to the left, onto the anchors. Tips that into the left-hander. That's Connor. No problems at all for him. Sweeping through here, but Dean Harrison has visibly clawed back some time on Connor. Dean Harrison Dean Harrison leads Connor Cummins. And that means he's clawed back that 10-second starting advantage pretty much all the way here from the grandstand out. Next man on the road should be John McGuinness, but Dean Harrison just pulling away from John. That is John McGuinness. Again, no problems for John, but we got two together here. 4 and 5 and 5. James Hillier. James Hillier's off to a flyer. James Hillier provisionally leads here from Dean Harrison. James Hillier has obviously got one away from the start like a rocket, and he is provisionally in the lead as Michael Dunlop comes through. He slots into third place, so the man to watch now, Gaz Johnson, should be next on the road. Here is Johnson, and Johnson goes into second place. So Gary Johnson, he said he wasn't here to make up the numbers, he's come here to win, and well, he's having a good go at it, but James Hillier so far, 2.5 seconds quicker than everybody else in this opening sector. Next man in is Davo Johnson. And where does he slot in? Sorry, Davy Todd, in fact, number 8, not number 9. Misread that number. Davy Todd safely through here and not made it into the top 5. Here's two together, though. Peter Hickman has caught and passed Davo Johnson, but he hasn't made it up to the top end of the leaderboard. 11 comes through now. That's Lee Johnston, and Lee Johnston goes second. Lee Johnston goes second, and it's James Hillier with an early lead here of 1.3 seconds at Glen Helen on lap 1 from number 11, Lee Johnston. In third place, number 7, Gary Johnson. He is 1.2 seconds back on Lee. At the moment, in fourth place, number 2, Dean Harrison, who's half a second down on Gary Johnson. And making up your top 5, number 6, Michael Dunlop, who's just a second back on Dean Harrison. So Peter Hickman not got the start he wanted. 6th place for Hickman. But there isn't that much in it. Sam West comes through, number 13, safely through here on his first lap, but doesn't make it inside the top 10 just yet. Jamie Coward might do. He does. Number 15, Coward comes through, muscles his way into the top 5. Jamie Coward goes ahead of Michael Dunlop, but there's only 100th of a second in it. Virtually, you can't split these guys between the top, I think the top 8. There's something like 4 seconds in total, covering all the gaps between first and 8th. So it really is tight at the start of this 4-lap race. And the next man comes into view, flicks it to the left, and tips it into the left-hander. 17, Paul Jordan. He's safely through here, just outside the top 10 for Paul Jordan. We're keeping an eye out, though, on Balaf Bridge. The first man on the road will be making his way down there very, very shortly. 18 through Mikko Sweeney. Sweeney, number 18, in 12th place on our provisional leaderboard, just pushes John McGuinness, Sam West and Davo Johnson down a little bit further. And it is James Hillier, though, with that very, very narrow advantage. Only a third of the way into the lap, but he leads Lee Johnson by a second. 20 comes through. Number 20, that's Dom Herbertson. And he's quickly followed on the road by 28. 28 is Derek Shields. Dean Harrison, Connor Cummins now both through Balaf Bridge. They're making their way now on towards Quarry Bends and that bumpy run into Ramsey, where Roy Moore will be picking them up in the not too distant future. Next man into the left-hander here, though, is 22, Horst Zeiger. And Horst doesn't break into the top 15 either, but I can tell you James Hillier has now made it through Balaf Bridge, as has Ian Hutchinson and John McGuinness. Hillier at the moment has a 3-second advantage over Harrison, but it's Lee Johnson and Gary Johnson that we need to get through, and Jamie Coward. They will all help make up that top 5. 41 comes through here, that's Mike Brown. And at the moment at Balaf, Hillier leads Johnson by 3 seconds. James Hillier leads Gary Johnson by 3 seconds at Balaf, but Lee Johnston's the man to watch. He was ahead of Gary on corrected time here at Glen Helen, and he's not quite made it there yet. 51 through here now, Reese Hardesty. Great start from Reese Hardesty, making his impression at the top end of the leaderboard. And Davy Todd through now at Balaf. Still waiting for the number 11 bike of Lee Johnston. and he won't be too far away from Bluffbridge now, and we'll see where he slots in. Hillier at the moment with the lead at Bluffbridge. A 3-second advantage over Gary Johnson. Lee Johnston comes through. He moves into second. So James Hillier at Bluff leads Lee Johnston on lap 1 by 1.6 seconds. Gary Johnson now into third place. He is 1 second down on Lee. In fourth, number 2, Dean Harrison, the man we thought would take the race by the scruff of the neck. He is a fifth of a second down on Gary Johnson, and making up your top 5. Number 10 at the moment, Peter Hickman, but Jamie Coward is the man to watch. He had pushed himself in front of Peter Hickman here at Glen Helen, but with the higher start number of 15, he's not quite made it through yet. And Jamie Coward, the man to watch here at Bluff, down at Bluff, as 39 comes through. 39 is Rob Hudson, and it is still no day. It's no sign of Jamie Coward yet at Bluff, and there he goes. And Peter Hickman has gone ahead of Jamie Coward now. Your top 5 at Bluff. Hillier leads Johnston from Gary Johnson. In 4th place, Dean Harrison, and in 5th place, number 10, Peter Hickman. Back to you at the grandstand.
Quickest at the Sulby Speed Trap was Dean Harrison at 170.8 miles per hour. Additional non-starters, no number 14, 29 Matt Stevenson, a non-starter, 40 Joe Ackroyd, and 61 David Jackson. Those are additional non-starters. So it's a 1.6 second advantage that Hillier, number 5, has over number 11, Lee Johnston at Bluffbridge. A further second back is number 7, Gary Johnson. Then it's Dean Harrison, Peter Hickman, Jamie Coward, 7th for Michael Dunlop. Let's go to Ramsey Hairpin. Roy Moore, some race this could be.
Certainly could, and Lee Johnson 172 down through the speed trap there at Sulby. And who will be leading on the road? Will Dean Harrison have taken Connor Cummins? There was only a couple of seconds in it, but no, Connor breaks the beam down the road. He's going to be first into Ramsey Hairpin, and here he is sweeping out through from Steramaris and down through the box and tight to the inside. But Dean Harrison is here now, and it's down to about 2 to 3 seconds. Back end goes light on Dean Harrison's machine, so he is applying that front brake to its maximum to get it, and knowing probably that he will probably be just that couple of seconds down. But James Hillier is the man that we're looking for, the race leader from Bluff, but only by 1.5 seconds, and he too is in the Ramsey area and should be the next interview here at Ramsey. Out from Stellamaris comes James Hillier. Same line, back ends being light on these bikes, but certainly down through, and he still holds the lead. But number 11, Lee Johnson, has still got to be here. There's Ian Hutchinson, and he too hanging the back out, but it doesn't do him any favours on the apex of the bend. And right behind him goes John McGuinness, and then the next through is Michael Dunlop. So Michael Dunlop down to 4th place here, even on the non-arrival yet of Lee Johnston. So it says James Hillier, but Gary Johnson is in there amongst it. I think he's got ahead of Dean Harrison here at Ramsey by half a second. So a new second place one at the moment, but waiting the arrival of Lee Johnston here. But it says at the moment number 5, James Hillier, by 2.69 seconds. Gary Johnson takes that second place here now, but he's only half a second down. A beautiful, beautiful drift in there by Davey Todd. That was superb bit of riding. And there goes Ian Hutchinson through, Connor Cummins, Michael, Peter Hickman, and there's number 11, and that is now, it's Lee Johnson who is second, but there's only half a second in it, 0.6 of a second, 0.648, so that is the lead being held by number 5, James Hillier. Second place, number 11, Lee Johnson, only half a second down on Hillier. In third, number 7, Gary Johnson, 2 seconds down on Lee Johnson. And then 4th place, number 2, Dean Harrison, he's gone from second, third, down to 4th now here at Ramsey. Dean Harrison, number 2, but only half a second down on Gary Johnson. It's in 5th place, number 10, Peter Hickman, just a fraction of a second, 0.123 down on Dean Harrison. And then in 6th place, number 6, Michael Dunlop, just 1 second down on Peter Hickman. Down to 7th, Connor Cummins, but only 2.5 seconds down on Michael Dunlop as number 16 goes through now. Number 16, Jamie Coward. We can tell you that he has moved up into, he is in 8th place here. Connor Cummins 7th, Jamie Coward 8th, but only 0.8 of a second down on Connor Cummins. 9th for Ian Hutchinson. 9 seconds down on Jamie Coward. 10th for Davy Todd. Just 1 second down on Ian Hutchinson. In 11th place, number 3, John McGuinness. 10 seconds, though, down on Davy Todd. With 12th, number 9, David Johnson. He is just 0.7 of a second down there on John McGuinness. But look out for Paul Jordan, number 17. He should be the next interview. He's moved up now into 11th place, number 17. That's him going through round, is it? Yeah, Paul Jordan safely through. He moves up into 11th place, 9 seconds down on Davy Todd, but just 0.1 of a second ahead of John McGuinness. Michael Sweeney and Sam West will be the next 2 through. There's number 18, Michael Sweeney through, and Sam West, number 13. I think we might have just missed him. Through the bungalow goes Dean Harrison, now leading on the road from Connor Cummins. That is the position up at the bungalow there. But certainly through Ramsey, James Hillier, but only by 0.6 of a second. 2 more machines interviewed, dropping it down through the box, 28 and 20. They're safely through. Dominic Herbertson and 28, Derek Shields. Up to 11th place for Derek Shields, 4 seconds behind Davy Todd, but 5 seconds ahead off in 12th place, Paul Jordan. So a bit of a rearranging of the bottom there, but no doubting the top. It's James Hillier has now gone through the bungalow, and he's 5 seconds ahead of Dean Harrison, but it's Lee Johnston and Gary Johnson that we're looking for to go through there to make it as 22 is here at Ramsey. That's Horst Seiger holding on to 18th place here at Ramsey, and Philip Crow shouldn't be far away now, so not much change there. Gary Johnson 4 seconds down on James Hillier through the bungalow, with Dean Harrison just 0.6 of a second behind Gary Johnson, with Michael Dunlop 3 seconds down on Dean Harrison. Connor Cummins 1.5 seconds down on Michael Dunlop. That's through the bungalow, but not yet has arrived there. We're not expecting him to be there yet. Is number 11, Lee Johnston, second here at Ramsey, but only by half a second has he made the mountain climb through the bungalow. He can just hold on, or can we? No, James Hillier still leads. James Hillier still leads at the bungalow, but Lee Johnson takes the lead of the bungalow by 1.2 seconds from James Hillier, with Peter Hickman up to third. Back to the grandstand.
Fantastic. A change of leader then, and I guess a couple of purple sectors. These are the fastest sectors of the race from Lee Johnston from Balaf Bridge.
From Balaf now. He's on for about a 125.8 opening lap. The other guy's 125.5 or lower. He's really picked it up since Balaf.
One man to watch is Derek Shields, who's knocking on the top 10, been gradually moving up on this lap. 11th at Balaf Bridge, stays 11th, but closing in at Ramsey Hairpin. Great ride from Derek Shields. But Lee Johnston leads at the bungalow by 1.278 seconds ahead of number 5, James Hillier. Peter Hickman is up into 3rd place. He was 5th at the Hairpin, but is 3rd. The light on at Cronknamona for number 1, Connor Cummins. And Peter Hickman 3rd currently at the bungalow. 4th is number 7, Gary Johnson, and down to 5th, number 2, Dean Harrison, 0.6 seconds down on Gary Johnson. Michael Dunlop is 6th at the bungalow. Connor Cummins, Jamie Coward is in 8th position, number 15. Then it's Davy Todd, Ian Hutchinson, David Johnson, John McGuinness and Sam West. Hillier leads Dean Harrison currently by 6 seconds at Cronknamona, but of course we've got to factor in Lee Johnston, Peter Hickman and Gary Johnson into that equation. But we should be seeing first bike coming onto Glencrutchy Road. It should be Connor Cummins, bike number 1 on the Mill & Co by Padgett's Honda. You can hear a bike approaching. We're looking through the trees, waiting to see that bike emerge. Here he is, Connor Cummins, crosses the line now. And let's have a look at the time, and there is Harrison 125.02, Connor Cummins 124.32. The gap 6 seconds between Harrison and Cummins. And we go back to the Cronknamona, and Peter Hickman is up to 2nd, but we've got to wait for Lee Johnston. Across the line now is Hillier. Lee Johnston leads by 2.7 seconds at Cronknamona. Hillier 125.799 here at the grandstand. He's 6.7 seconds ahead of Harrison. But we're going to have a bit of a charge of bikes through here now. Let's have a listen. brilliant here. Gary Johnson through. And there indeed is Gary Johnson on the Triumph. So it is Hillier who is 5 seconds ahead of number 7. 5 leads 7. In third, it's number 2, Dean Harrison. Fourth is number 6, Michael Dunlop. We're waiting, of course, for Hickman, and we're waiting for Lee Johnston. There's Hickman through. Hickman second, he's ahead, 1.9 down on Hillier. There's Lee Johnston, and we wait, and there's confirmation. Lee Johnson leads the Monster Energy Supersport TT Race 1 at the end of the opening lap, and a lap from him, the only one in the 126ers, 126.031. He's 1.989 seconds ahead of number 5, James Hillier. Hillier in turn is 1.9 seconds ahead of number 10, Peter Hickman. He is 3.1 seconds ahead of number 7, Gary Johnson. And through there, the latest across was David Johnson on the Honda, 120.34. David Johnson down in 10th position. John McGuinness down in 11th of the 11 bikes through so far. Dean Harrison is then in 5th place at bike number 2, 1.6 down. Jamie Coward may well factor into there. There is Coward across the line. And where does he fit in? 8th position now for Jamie Coward, but he's just 0.3 down on Connor Cummins, who is in 7th. In 6th is Michael Dunlop. Dunlop is 3.8 seconds, though, down on 5th place Harrison. Couple of retirements while we're at it. Number 51, Charles Rees Hardesty, has retired at Sarah's Cottage. And number 43, James Chalk, retired at Kurt Michaels. Sam West is through. Sam West in 13th. Bike number 13 in 13th of the 13 bikes through. So McGuinness, he's just 0.5 down on David Johnson, but there's a big gap between Hutchinson in 10th and David Johnson in 11th of 17.2 seconds. But it is Lee Johnston on the Yamaha that leads by 1.989 seconds ahead of number 5, James Hillier. He in turn 1.902 seconds ahead of the Triumph at number 10, Peter Hickman. Paul Jordan across the line at 120.61. Jordan slots in 11th place, bike number 17. And next across the line, and that is number 18, Michael Sweeney, 119.58. But what an opening lap that has been. It's been choppy and changey all the way through in the top 5 or 6. As more bikes stream across, here's Dominic Herbertson, and there's Derek Shields. Where does Derek Shields? He's still in that 11th place, and he is 7.6 seconds down on Ian Hutchinson, who's having a good ride in 10th place on the Honda Racing Honda. So Lee Johnston's the leader by nearly 2 seconds from Hillier. Then it's Hickman. What's it going to be at Glen Helen? Dave Christian.
Yes, thanks, Tim. We've been watching the clock with a very, very sharp eye as we await the first man on the road. I can hear a bit of engine noise. Spectators down on the hedge in front of me start to stir. Everybody's jockeying for their best position. 2 bikes come out of Glen Helen 2. It's Connor and Dino both together on the road. Connor still has the lead on the road, but Dean Harrison is right in his exhaust pipe, and I'm sure he's going to get a little bit of a drag down that straight there at Cronkervody and try and get past him at the end as they drop down towards the 11th milestone. But yeah, Connor has got Dino right there behind him, and I'm sure that won't be long before Dean makes his pass, and Connor can then tuck him behind like he did this morning. Next man through is James Hillier. James Hillier goes provisionally into the lead. But we do have Lee Johnson to come, start number 11. He's a little bit further back on the track, and we'll wait for him on corrected time before we go through the leaderboard. But it is provisionally James Hillier at the moment, pending the arrival of Lee Johnston. That is Michael Dunlop, machine number 6. Michael Dunlop, 6th place at the grandstand for him. Gary Johnson comes through now, as does Ian Hutchinson. And it is still James Hillier at the top of the pile. But Peter Hickman on a late charge at the end of that first lap. Also number 10 has to be factored in. That's number 3, John McGuinness, safely through here on his second lap. But sadly for John, not quite on the pace today. There's a man who is on the pace today, Peter Hickman. Peter Hickman is just half a second behind James Hillier on corrected time, but it is Lee Johnson through now, number 11. Lee Johnson with the lead as Davy Todd comes through, but Glen Helen on lap 2. Lee Johnston leads number 5, James Hillier, by 4 seconds. It was 2 seconds at the grandstand, so he's pulled another 2 out of him on the run down from Douglas here to Glen Helen. In third place, number 10, Peter Hickman, who is just half a second down on James Hillier. And in fourth place, it is at the moment Dean Harrison, number 2. Dean Harrison, 4 seconds down on Peter Hickman. And in fifth, number 7, Gary Johnson. And Gary Johnson is 2 seconds behind Dean Harrison. So Johnston, Hillier, Hickman, Harrison, Johnson is your top 5. Davo Johnson comes through now, and he is not there in the top 10. He was 13th at the grandstand. He's provisionally in 10th place here, but not threatening that top 5. What a race this is building up to be. Just 4.5 seconds split in the top 3 men. It's a right old ding-dong as Jamie Coward comes through. Jamie Coward was making progress early on in the race, but he's faltered a little bit now. Number 15 in 8th place here on our provisional leaderboard. And I think we can probably say that's it. I don't think there's anybody else going to threaten up there just now. But Lee Johnston with the 4-second advantage. But could all change if we have pits at the end of this lap. And we may see a little bit of a change there, because 4 seconds is easily won and lost in Gasoline Alley. Next man comes into view. Onto the brakes, tips that into the left-hander. That's number 13, Sam West. Going reasonably well. 17th place he held at the grandstand at the end of the last lap. We've got him provisionally 13th here, but Dom Herbertson, Michael Sweeney and Derek Shields all likely to go in front of him on corrected time as and when they arrive here. But Lee Johnston, James Hillier, Peter Hickman, your top 3, and as I say, just 4.5 seconds separating all 3. This is still anybody's race. 17 through now, that's Paul Jordan. Great ride from Paul Jordan, provisionally here 11th place, but he was 12th at the end of the last lap. So number 28, Derek Shields, is the one who may just drop in front of Paul Jordan. But great ride from Jordan, number 17 and 11th place at the moment. Next man into the left-hander here, that is 18, Michael Sweeney. Sweeney a bit further back, 15th place we have him at the moment. But Dom Herbertson and Derek Shields yet to come through. There is Shields now, and followed by Dom Herbertson. And where does Derek Shields go in? 11th place for Derek Shields, just outside the top 10. He is 8 seconds away from 10th place Ian Hutchinson. Narrow gaps in there. Well, we've only got just under 2 seconds between 8th place Jamie Coward and 7th place Connor Cummins. So that battle for 7th still likely to carry on for a little while yet. And I'm sure by now the leaders must be fast approaching Ballaugh Bridge, and we'll have a little look over at Ballaugh in a moment and see exactly who's doing what by the time they get down there. Other riders of a note, number 44, Xavier Denis, started 30th, was holding 14th place. And Hillier, Hickman, Harrison, Dunlop, Johnson, Cummins, all through at Ballaugh Bridge. And the gap now between Lee Johnston and James Hillier, less than a second. 4 seconds it was here, but at Ballaugh Bridge, number 11, Lee Johnston leads number 5, James Hillier, but by just over half a second. Peter Hickman now 3rd place. He's 4 seconds back on James Hillier. 15, Harrison. 6th, Michael Dunlop at the moment. For Gary Johnson, Michael Dunlop taking Gary Johnson there as well. Gary Johnson now in 6th place with Michael Dunlop holding on to that top 5 spot. But for Lee Johnson, by the time we're at the left, he's pulled back 4 seconds. He's lost 4 seconds to James Hillier. And that lead was 4 seconds here. It's now less than just under half a second at Ballaugh Bridge, with 3rd place Peter Hickman 4 seconds back. 4th place Dean Harrison, he is 1 second back on Peter Hickman. In 5th place, number 6, Michael Dunlop, 6 seconds back on Dean Harrison. 64 runs through here now. 64, we give him a mention. That's Forrest Dunn, just inside the top 20 for Forrest Dunn at the moment, at least, and going really well. 44 comes here. That's Xavier Denis. He's dropped a couple of places since the first lap. He is now holding 18th place. But with the race hotting up and then the riders moving their way towards Ramsey Hairpin and then upwards and over the mountain to Gasoline Alley at the end of lap 2, we've got Lee Johnson with a lead of just over half a second from James Hillier. Back to you at the grandstand.
It's Gary Johnson in a little bit of mechanical difficulty because he's dropped quite a lot of time there between Glen Helen and Ballaugh Bridge, about 6 seconds or so. Number 48, Frank Gallagher, a retirement at Ballaugh Bridge, and number 25, Barry Lee Evans, has retired here in the pits. The quickest away from the grandstand at the start was Mike Brown. A very impressive ride indeed, but at Ballaugh Bridge, well, it's 0.656 seconds. Let's go straight to Ramsey hairpin. Roy Moore.
Dean Harrison should be first on the road here at Ramsey. I think he's signalled no, but Connor's got him back. Connor has got him back on the road. It's 9.54 seconds in it, but Connor Cummins and Dean Harrison absolutely together here at Ramsey. But all the attention now is the pace of James Hillier. We won't have long to wait before he'll be here. He's probably down into Parliament Square and up through Cruikshanks and up through Whitegates and breaking the beam down the road. And I can tell you he's here at Ramsey on lap number 2, and the back end goes light again, tucks it down in tight, doesn't look back, has a bit of trouble getting it underway there, but once it gets fired up, he's up there and he's 7 seconds ahead of Dean Harrison. But that doesn't mean anything because we're awaiting the arrival of Michael Dunlop here now to see whether he's made any progress on the run from Ballaugh. He's quick. Michael Dunlop, back end again, just goes light as they put that front brake on to maximum use. He has a quick look over his shoulder, but he doesn't see anybody. He's up to third here at the moment. That'll all change, though, when Peter Hickman and Lee Johnson get to Ramsey hairpin. And here's number 7, Gary Johnson. Well, he's made a bit of progress there. He's got ahead now off Ian Hutchinson, number 7, ahead of number 4. But it's Peter Hickman that we're looking for number 10. He should be the next machine into view, and then the number 11. But I can tell you unofficially down the road there's Peter Hickman going through now, and he is trying hard. But this right man here is Lee Johnson now here at Ramsey hairpin, and it's half a second. Half a second is his lead. Well, certainly it was about virtually the same. The run from Ballaugh Bridge to Ramsey hairpin by Lee Johnson and James Hillier, virtually the same. Peter Hickman holding on to third place, number 10, but he's 3.5 seconds down on James Hillier. In fourth, number 2, Dean Harrison, 3.5 seconds down on Peter Hickman. That puts Michael Dunlop in 5th place, number 6, Michael Dunlop, 4.5 seconds down there on Dean Harrison. In 6th place, number 7, Gary Johnson. He's 4.5 seconds down on Michael Dunlop. 7th for number 1, Connor Cummins, just half a second down on Gary Johnson. And then in 8th place, number 8, Davy Todd. But then the 23-second margin goes, so it's all that run at the top. Number 7, but we've got to look out for Jamie Coward. He could take that 7th position because he's battling with Connor Cummins. We don't expect him here as yet. This could be John McInnes, is it? No, it is number 9, David Johnson, and he's safely through. 29 seconds down on Ian Hutchinson. Davy Todd is in there. Jamie Coward is with us here now. It's still maintaining that 8th place for Jamie Coward. 9 seconds down on Connor Cummins, who is only half a second down on Gary Johnson. So there's a battle on there. There's a 14-second advantage now to Jamie Coward over in 9th place, number 8, Davy Todd. Within 10th place now, number 4, Ian Hutchinson, who's 8 seconds down on Davy Todd. With 11th place, number 9, David Johnson, 29 seconds down on Ian Hutchinson. Sam West, we're expecting to be the next here. That puts John McGuinness down into 13th place here at Ramsey. But here, this is the same one. Again, the back end going light there, but that is Sam West through, and he's holding on to 12th place, so not much change there. On the run from Ballaugh here to Ramsey hairpin, it's Lee Johnson, but only by 0.7 of a second. 0.757 as a second is the official lead for number 11, Lee Johnston, over number 5, James Hillier, with Peter Hickman a further 3.607 down on Hillier. There's the Paul Jordan, so he could move up. No, he's just maintaining that lead there, maintaining his position of 11th. Number 17, Paul Jordan, 23 seconds down, though, on Ian Hutchinson. Whilst in 12th, it's number 9, David Johnson, 6 seconds down on Paul Jordan. In 13th place, David Johnson now goes down there because he's 6 seconds down. But Dominic Herbertson could make a difference, as could Michael Sweeney. There's Michael Sweeney going through, and there's Dominic Herbertson now. So how do they slot into here at Ramsey? I can tell you, Hillier, Harrison, Dunlop and Connor Cummins are through the bungalow. It's 12th place for Paul Jordan, 13th now for Dominic Herbertson. He's only 2 seconds down on Paul Jordan. 14th, David Johnson, 3 seconds down on Herbertson. 15th for number 13, Sam West, 6 seconds down on David Johnson. 16th place, number 3, John McGuinness, just half a second down on Sam West. They're still waiting up at the air for number 11 to go through. Lee Johnson leads at the bungalow at the moment. Lee Johnson leads at the bungalow by 1.8 seconds. So he's put the hammer down from Ramsey Hairpin to the bungalow from James Hillier, who's that 1.8 seconds down in second place. But in third place, it's Peter Hickman, just 2-3 seconds behind James Hillier. Fourth for number 2, Dean Harrison, 6 seconds down on Hickman. In fifth place, number 6, Michael Dunlop, 6 seconds down on Dean Harrison, with the top 6 being made up by number 1, Connor Cummins, who is 4 seconds down on Michael Dunlop as they go through the bungalow on lap number 2 and heading for all refueling stops there on this, the second lap. But what a race they're having at the front. It was half a second at Ramsey Hairpin, and now it's 1.887 seconds at the bungalow. That's the current position. Race leader Lee Johnson from James Hillier, Peter Hickman third. Back to the grandstand.
Yeah, just the rainfall radar on the west side of the island suggests maybe a spot or two of rain, and that might explain why the sector times on that lap 2 between Glen Helen and Balathbridge were slightly slower. I can tell you at Cronknamona, lights on for number 2 and 1, really gleaming on the scoreboard. It's a little bit gloomier here this evening, and Dean Harrison, as he was at the bungalow, is just, and I mean just ahead on the road, ahead of Dean Harrison, but it's Dean Harrison on the times. Hillier is at Cronknamona. Hillier 10.587 seconds ahead of number 2, Dean Harrison. Got to factor in number 11, our race leader, Lee Johnston, and number 10, Peter Hickman. And Michael Dunlop completing the top 5 out there up at the bungalow. But, well, we're going to see Dean Harrison and Connor Cummins, I think, coming in virtually together into Gasoline Alley, and the race could well be won or lost in the next few minutes. No pressure at all on the boys down there. And the checkered flag is out here. I'm seeing the checkered flag here. And, yeah, it's deteriorating weather. Flag all deteriorating weather, so 2 laps and we will have a result here, although Dean Harrison has gone into the pits, but the checkered flag is out. It is the end of the race. Connor Cummins has continued through, so let's see what's going to be happening here. Hillier has finished, and we now need to see at Cronknamona, Lee Johnson is 2.7 seconds ahead of number 5, James Hillier, and Hickman 1.9 at Cronknamona down in third place on Hillier. So Johnston had a 2.7 lead. It's the end of the race. And there is Michael Dunlop finishing, and Michael Dunlop is currently showing in third, but we're waiting for Lee Johnston and Peter Hickman. This is going to be the result of this race, and Peter Hickman, we should get Gary Johnson, Ian Hutchinson through first, and you can see there that he nearly went down the pit, saw the checkered flag and went across, and the same as well, and that is Hickman finishing, and there is Johnson, and there is Lee Johnston, and let's see on the screens, has he won? Lee Johnston gets the victory by 3.6 seconds ahead of second place number 5, James Hillier, and in third it's number 10, Peter Hickman, 1.3 down on Hillier. Johnston wins the TT Supersport, sponsored by Monster Energy Race 1. It's been called after 2 laps. Let's go down to Chris Kinley.
Well, going to have to watch myself, to be honest, Tim, because there's bikes coming in. Obviously, they've had to just go all the way straight down and through. And I'm just going to cross the road here now. Just be careful. Try not to get run over as Ian Hutchinson goes past us here now. Well done to Hutchie. Well done to everybody. We did hear, and I was just speaking to one of the officials here, and they were saying there was a little bit of water on the west side of the Arn. So Lee Johnson by 3.641 from James Hillier, and then Peter Hickman 1.326 further back. So Tim, get that confirmed officially up there. Johnson, Hillier, and I was looking at the times coming into the pit stops. There was only about 24 seconds covered the top 8 to the top 8-ish, top 9. So a bit of drama indeed, as they say here at the Isle of Man TT Races. And here is your race winner. It's Lee Johnson. He's here, and he has done it. The Ashcourt Racing bike is in the R6 machine. Difficult conditions, I'm sure, for the guys, and they'll be relaying that to you in a couple of minutes' time. But Lee, I don't think he can quite believe it. He's won Northwest, he's won the Ulster Grand Prix, and now a TT win on that stable as well. And I don't think he can quite believe it that he's got this. He's just taken off the bike there and just giving himself a moment. Gives a big hug, never mind these old high fives and hand pumps and all that malarkey. Under that helmet, that young man has got the biggest smile in the world, and I'm sure at this moment in time, remembering his dad who passed away only a year or so ago, I'm sure everyone would have been very, very proud of this young man now. So a win for Lee Johnson in the 600 race. Lee Johnson, James Hillier, Peter Hickman, your top 3. Dean Harrison in 4th, and Dean looked a little bit shocked to be pulled away. I'll just let them finish doing the camera work. We don't want to be getting in the way of that. So here comes the team. Big hugs for Lee Johnson. The rear stand is here now for Hickey Spikes. We can finally get off that bike. And let's get in and speak to our now TT race winner. He's just asking there, was it because of the rain? I think it was. We'll let him get the RI lid off. Gets a big pat and a big handshake from Stevie Plater. And Lee Johnson, I think we'll give him a minute, I think. Would you like a moment?
Crying like a girl.
How does that feel? That's the triple.
Do you know what? I didn't know what to do because I was so preparing myself in my brain for my pit stop, and then I seen a red light and the checker flag. I was like, oh, is that what is? My brain just didn't know what was happening. Oh, I'm so emotional. It's just.
Do you want a minute?
Yeah. Do you know what? This place is so weird. Like I feel like I haven't done anything any different, and it's just clicked. You know what I mean? It's in one way it's so frustrating, and another way it's amazing. You know what I mean? And I knew if I could keep Pete in sight that I was going to be somewhere in the thing. And first board come out P1, and I thought, oh, get in. So yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon.
Family first. Go on, get this bit done. We'll speak to Pete and the guys in a minute. The kids are all in here now, so and the missus. So yeah, I think 126. I think Tim on the first lap, wasn't it for him? Not sure about the second lap. I'm not sure he's going to mind, to be honest with you. Was 126 the first lap, Tim Glover?
126.871 on lap 2 was his best lap. 126, just over 126, lap 1.
Yeah, 226 mile an hour laps. Conditions out there. Get the wee one on the bike. There's the photograph I think Stephen Davison wants for the official thing. And there's your arrow about to go on the floor. There we go. Just keep on that one. There you are. Gives the Babber a kiss on the head. That's a cracking little shot, that is. So he's had a moment to think about it. The family are here now. So we'll just... somebody wants to just grab the baby, because I'm going to speak to him again in a second. Just grab the child, Lee, will you, if you wouldn't mind? Health and safety and all that malarkey. Now you've had about a minute or so to think about it. Talk us through track conditions out there.
Yeah, it was... do you know when you're lean, you don't want to be the first one to start pointing and put your hand up, but I could see on that section I caught Pete.
Where about?
Oh, I don't know the names.
Over the west of the island,
yeah,
Michael Way.
Yeah, and... I could feel I could see the rain on my screen, and I thought, oh, I don't know if it's my overflow bottle, because sometimes it blows up. And then I put my head up and I could see it on the visor and stuff, and I made like 2-3 seconds, or what felt like 2-3 seconds on Pete, and I thought, oh, maybe I'm going a little bit too hard here for what it is. And then wherever way the sun was glaring on the road, I looked at the black marks and thought that was a line of his tyre, but it wasn't. It was just black rubber marks, and that sort of freaked me a little bit. And then I shut off, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to lose this out of not being brave enough for a couple of spits of rain. So I cracked on again, and like I said, when I come in there on the last lap, my brain was so confused to seeing the checker flag, and I didn't know what to do. But this means so much to me with this whole team and Ashcourt and everything, and Phil Reid this year building all these bikes and doing it all yourself and stuff with some really good people around me. And I probably haven't been the easiest person to live with Christy and stuff, with all the stresses and everything, but this is what we do it for.
A TT win, an Ulster win, a Northwest 200 win. That's not a bad set to have in your little back pocket, is it?
Yeah, it's something I always wanted to do, and there's one person I wish was here to see that, but
He won't be, but hopefully he's looking down.
Smiling. Good lad. There we go. That's great words there from young Lee.